A momentous day, Wayne Rooney, and now he equals Sir Bobby's record. It's difficult to know what to say, isn't it, Dean? I mean, this fella has been around for so long. And when I think of Wayne Rooney, I remember David Moyes introducing me to a very young Wayne Rooney at the Everton training ground. And I hoped that day to interview Wayne, but it was way too soon for him. Lovely lad, so decided no, not on that occasion. Now he conducts himself magnificently on and off the pitch. He is some fella. As a former striker yourself, what can you say about this guy that hasn't been said before?
I mean, I think I can't believe that it's almost been underestimated just what an achievement this is. You know, not only has he broken the England all-time scorers record, he's now broken Manchester United's all-time record goal scoring from Sir Bobby Charlton. I mean, that's just, it's hard to describe. You know, me thinking as a striker to even break these records is just ridiculous. And I think people forget, not only just, he's still a fantastic player, but how good he really was. To me, only Alan Shearer has been better. England strikers. Ever. I'm talking about. Me personally. I mean, he's just got everything. He is an all-round striker, for me personally. I think he's played midfield, he's played number 10, but he's a striker. That's what he is. He's a goal-scoring striker. He can come short, he can link the play, he used to have pace to outrun defenders, he was physical, he was good in the air, he could take corners, he could take free kick. There was nothing he couldn't do. He's the all-round player, left foot, right foot, chips, 30-yard screamers, every single overhead kicks, every single type of goal you can think of, that man has scored.
Which makes me ask, why would Joe, the Manchester United fan who joins us now, disagree with you? Joe, good afternoon. What would you like to say?
Good afternoon. Well, yes, I mean, he's a very, very good player. He's a great player. He's better than the average player. But one of United's greatest? I'm not too sure. Is he a better striker than Ruud van Nistelrooy? Better than Cantona? More influential than Cantona? A better all-round player than Bobby Charlton? Roy Keane? I mean, he's good. He's not that good. I mean...
Joe, did you just say he's not that good?
He's not that good. Premier League winner, many Premier League winners' medals, Champions League winner, FA Cup winner. What else does he need to do?
He's not that good in comparison to Eric Cantona, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Bobby Charlton. Amongst others, he's very good. He's exceptional. But you're making him to be some sort of paragon of footballing virtue. He's not. We have many, many better. He wouldn't make the top 5 United players. He may not even make the top 11 of the top. The
top
first
11. He wouldn't make the top 11. All-time Manchester United players.
Are you going to listen? He wouldn't make the first 11 team of Man United. There are better strikers than him. There are better number 10s than him.
He's a far more complete all-round player than Ruud van Nistelrooy. I mean, you can't compare. Ruud van Nistelrooy was a goal scorer, and that was it. Correct. What Wayne Rooney does is far, far more, exactly as Dean has just described.
And better than Ronaldo? A better all-round player than Ronaldo?
Well, Ronaldo has been a fabulous player for Real Madrid. He was nowhere near the player that he is now for Manchester United.
He's a very good player. Remember this: he'll never ever be held in the affection that those other players are held in affection.
Can I tell you something here, Joe? And this will surprise you. That I think that many Manchester United fans think that Ronaldo was far better for Manchester United. They have had that opinion coloured by what he's achieved for Real Madrid. When he was at Manchester United playing through the middle, he scored 100. He had scored 118 goals. When he left in 2009, he'd had an extra season of more than Wayne Rooney, and he was playing through the middle. Wayne was shoved out on the left. Wayne Rooney scored, despite being on the left, with one season fewer, 97 goals. He got to that 118 goals halfway through the following season. So his goal-to-games ratio was better than Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United over that time that he was there. And that was when there were the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy, the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the likes of Ryan Giggs playing in forward positions where he was unable to get as many games as now.
And you are saying that you wouldn't have him in your all-time Manchester United 11, Joe?
Nonsense.
No, I probably wouldn't. Absolutely not. I mean, quite simply, look, don't get me wrong, he's been a great player, and he's probably in the top 5% of all English footballers ever. But he'll never, ever be held in the same affection as these other players. I mean, don't forget, this is the footballer who held my club to ransom twice over
well, there you are. Now
we're
you're getting
getting to it, though, aren't we? Now we're on it, Joe.
Yeah.
Now we're on it. So we're not talking about ability. We're talking about the fact that he said, I might fancy leaving here and possibly join Manchester City.
Yeah.
I'm a football fan that doesn't forget and will hold a grudge. As simple as that. We as football fans are constantly being robbed by football in general. It's as simple as that. But also, I still maintain, yes, he's a great player, but he's not up there with the greatest. Never delivered in the big games.
He's never delivered at a World Cup for England. That's certainly true for England. But then, goodness me, how many Manchester United players did? You know, Paul Scholes retired, Michael Carrick retired. How many of their Manchester United players in England are just, you can forget about them playing properly for England?
Charlton delivered.
Sorry?
Bobby Charlton delivered.
Yeah, not under Alex Ferguson, he didn't. I'm talking about people who managed when Alex Ferguson was their manager. So many great English players have not delivered for England. Some of them not even been on the pitch. But one thing I will say for Wayne Rooney is, unlike Alan Shearer, he hasn't quit on England. He's still made himself available. The thing is, his goal-to-games ratio is tailing off now. Of course it is. He's getting older, but also the players around him, he's not getting as many games. He's not able to keep up the momentum of the goal scoring. The likes of Ibrahimovic is obviously going to start ahead of Wayne Rooney because he is one of the world-class players still in the game of football. Arguably the best ever number 9 for me, alongside Marco van Basten. He is. But Wayne Rooney
Joe,
is still a fabulous player.
While he was at United, had he not said at one stage, I might leave and I might go to City, had he not done that, would he be in your all-time Man United 11 today?
He still wouldn't be in that Man United 11 ever. He's not the best centre forward. He's not the best person to play behind.
What would you say? What would you say about him equaling Sir Bobby's record at the weekend? What would you say about that?
Tremendous work, fantastic, and he should be proud of it. That's a tremendous effort. But you guys are blowing so much smoke up his backside, all of you in the media, that there's some special. He's no Ronaldo. He's no Messi.
You don't think that it's worth us singling Rooney out for his greatness and his contribution at United, because at the age of 31 he has equalled Sir Bob's 249 goal record. You don't think that we are right to single him out and praise him as highly as we can for that achievement?
About your football club.
He's had a fantastic career, and it's a brilliant career, and I'm sure there won't be that many people who even surpass that. But there have been better players at United than Wayne Rooney. Not one or two, quite a few.
Joe, you should be a manager. The demands you'd put in your players would be unbelievable.
Goodness me.
Phenomenal.
What we're watching is the managed decline of Wayne Rooney. You know, and it is colouring people's judgment. Eric Cantona, this fabulous player who's peerless in the eyes of Joe, and doubtless many like him at Manchester United, we never got to see that decline because he went, right, I'm 30, whatever it was, 29, off I go.
Yeah.
You know, it's the sunset for me. So we've not watched that decline of a player, which is sad to see in some cases, but Wayne Rooney is still delivering on a football pitch into his 30s and will continue to for the next 2 or 3 years. I actually thought this season he was going to be the Frank Lampard character for Jose Mourinho, that Didier Drogba was going to be replaced by Ibrahimovic, that we would see him banging in goals. It's unfortunate he hasn't had as many games, but that's because of the embarrassment of riches they have at Manchester United. Put him into Real Madrid's team, he'd have walked past Getafe, Osasuna, Sporting Gijón. We don't have those kind of teams in this country. He'd get 5-6 goals in those games. Of course he would, like Ronaldo does every week.
Well, Wayne, next time you turn out for United, just remember there's a fella called Joe in the crowd who thinks you could have done that bit better. Jim White on talkSPORT. We have loads of calls coming in. We have Kevin, but you're a Spurs fan. You want to join this, do you? What would you like to say?
Yeah, I think that the problem here is that obviously he's become Manchester United, or he will become Manchester United's all-time goal scorer. So people immediately associate him as, the record breaker. But when you actually look at it, I know this is going to sound a daft comment, I know it is, but if you flip it on its head and he had played for Spurs, would he get in my Spurs 11? Probably not. Jimmy Greaves would have been a better goal scorer than him. We've had Gary Lineker down there. Would he play deeper? Probably not. Paul Gascoigne. We've had Jurgen Klinsmann, another one I missed off up there. Is Wayne Rooney really that good? Now, when I actually look at it and think, well, yeah, his record stacks up, But he's better than Lineker in goal scoring terms for England because he's played about 14 friendlies a year, which Lineker and Bobby Charlton and all those guys in the past didn't actually play. So, yes, he's great. Of course he is. But when you're looking at the very best, does Wayne Rooney make that at football clubs? I'm not sure he does.
He's twice the player that Lineker was.
Well, I'm just going
Without
to
a
say,
shadow of a doubt.
I was going to say, I really don't fancy your forward line if it's Jimmy Greaves and Gary Lineker, because you've got two players up there just waiting for the ball to be given to them. You've not got a lot of work rate. You're not going to have the high press in that team, are you?
Kevin, have a listen to why Dean Ashton will destroy your argument on Lineker. On you go.
Well, because anybody can score a goal. Lineker was the best poacher we've ever seen, but Rooney is an all-round centre forward. You can't judge someone just because they score goals. I bet if we look at his assist rate, I bet it's ridiculous. Rooney, he's the all-round centre forward that adds so much more. But we get sucked into this. Oh, well, he's got a bad reputation off this. He might have left Manchester United here. He hasn't played well for England there. But if you look just at his performances for Manchester United over the years, how consistent he's been at assisting, at scoring, at captaining, at driving the team with his work rate.
Yeah.
It way overpowers many centre forwards.
Is it now left for us to work out how Mourinho will use him, Dean? I just wonder where that will fit in. Does he recognise the fact that there's balance here? I'm sure Jose obviously does. But there's balance here in as much as keep him match fit, rest him sufficiently, get the best out of him, etc., etc. In other words, use him as and when he thinks he's going to get the best out of Rooney.
Absolutely. That's exactly how he'll use him, because he's not going to replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic as the main striker. And I don't think he's going to play as a regular number 10, I don't think, because he likes to have Mata in there, Mkhitaryan in there, Pogba in there at times. I think he likes to swap that position around. He's a centre forward for me. If he'd have played centre forward and carried on he'd still carry on scoring goals as a centre forward, not as a midfielder.
And he scores goals in sequences, so he won't score for 4 or 5 games perhaps, but he'll certainly contribute to the team performance. He's so hard to play against. He's such a strong boy that he will, he'll then score a run of games. He'll get a couple in one game, and then he'll go on and score in every game for the next 6. Interesting, you raised his assist rate there, Dean. He's got 251 goals in 48 appearances for Manchester United in all competitions, whatever else. 249. And then he's got 145 assists. So basically, he's got, about 400 goals that he's contributed over 540 games. And that's not just playing through the middle. That's in central midfield. That's on the right, on the left. You can't argue with those statistics.
Sure. 2.5 years left in his contract. How many goals will he end up with, Dean?
Probably 252, because I think he'll be gone in the summer.
Oh!
Well, I think that once he breaks this record, I think America would be calling, and I think that he would end on a high. That's what I think.
We'll end on that. We'll be back with you in a minute.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.